how to build and sell AI websites to local businesses. That's all we're doing here with our AI agency. Again, the beauty about this is it can simply be a little side hustle that we do part-time, and which is kind of almost what most of us need, right? Because we're already working and doing other things. We can't just, none of us, most of us don't have the luxury to just stop our day job, stop making money elsewhere and just stay, and I'm just going to stay home every day and work on this. Like, that's not how life works. It wasn't how it worked out for me. It's not for most people. We need to have something that we can do. Like, other businesses don't have that luxury, but an AI agency, we do. It's one of the most, to me, it's the best business on the planet, because we can do this business 24/7 in our spare time while still working our day job, while still having our other obligations, and be able to have a process that we can follow and do it. And it's very simple to follow, that we can do part-time, that can start snowballing extra income to eventually get it to a point that it can take over the income that we're making from all of our other sources and get us to a point where we're able to then transition to doing this full-time when it becomes a full-time business. The beauty of this also is we have people that they love their day job, or they were so vested in their day job, they were there for so long, and they were at the tail end of it, that they wanted to stay in their day job, which is completely fine. That's the beauty of this. You have all that flexibility, but they wanted to stay in their day job and still do this. And this was a means to help them retire faster, or just give them the extra income on top of their day job that gives them the ability to just live completely above their means, however they wanted to, and build up a nice cash stockpile so that when they did retire, it made retirement even easier. But the beauty of it is that they could still do this. Again, you can do this individually and or add people to it. And you can do that gradually. You can start by yourself. And then as you start building up and maybe you want to start ramping things up, or start bringing in more business, you can start bringing in people to help you. And because the process is so simple, it's easy to do that. Okay. So also we're doing with this process is we're going to find a business. And the ideal scenario is we just find people who are already asking for help. Doesn't that make sense? It helps. Like, if we're going to get started with any type of business, and I wanted to sell a service, and I needed to find people, well, wouldn't it be easier to just find the people who are already asking for the service? Of course, right? So that would be our goal when we're just getting started, is to have that part, step one, give us the highest chance of success. Then what we're going to do is we're going to show them the result first. So usually I would say offer them your services, but what we're going to do, our offer of, hey, here's something I can do for you, is we're going to show them, hey, here's what I've done for you. Because again, doesn't it increase my odds of success if I not only find people who are already asking for something, that I go ahead and produce what it is that they're looking for and show them that I've actually already done it for them, and say, yeah, here it is. It makes the transaction that much smoother, that much simpler. So instead of telling them, yeah, I could probably do that thing for you, I'm going to say, here's the thing that you were asking for. I can make any kind of changes you want, but here it is, basically finished for you. And then I collect the money and then deliver the final product. And that's all this process is. It's really this simple. And so let's now look at each of the pieces, or walk through the process. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to head over to the first part of the business, part of the process. Oops. We're going to find a business, ideally already asking. And so I kicked off our stream kind of talking about this already. I talked about, I was on a site called Freelancer. Okay. Upwork didn't exist when I got started. Eventually, two companies, Odesk and Elance, merged and formed Upwork, and it became like the Google, right? So it's like search engines, right? Most people use Google, but there's other search engines. There's like DuckDuckGo, there's Bing. Some people use them, and people do use them. And some people say, well, yeah, I only use that. But the majority of people still use Google. Majority of people use Upwork. So if I'm going to get started in this process, I definitely at least want to have an account and use Upwork. And then it's okay for me to add any of the other ones I want to, but I might want to start where there's a bigger pool of people, where there's more opportunities. It's really that simple. I'm going to fish in the pond where there's the most fish. Okay. And all I'm really going to do is I'm just looking for explore recently posted jobs. I like to use a little thing up at the top right here. Jobs. Now, again, you just log in, right? Now, again, we have training on all this. I'm not trying to show you every single step by step. You have the training for this. We show you how to create a profile. We show you how to create an account. We show you how to bid on projects. But let's just look again at what it looks like. So up in jobs, again, inside, you're just going to search. It looks a little different and it's real easy to search. But all I'm doing is I'm looking for web design. Okay. I can just go to web design. The beautiful thing about these computer reach type sites is they're 24/7 and people around the world are constantly posting. So every day, like this one was just posted 4 minutes ago. And then before that, here's something that was posted 16 minutes ago. Before that, 17 minutes ago, like 18 minutes ago. Pretty much nearly every 5 minutes, there's multiple new projects being posted. That's a beautiful thing. When I'm trying to get this business going is because there's tons of opportunities. And if I miss some opportunities today, it's okay. Tomorrow, there's going to be a whole new bunch of new opportunities. Okay. So this allows me also to do what? Stay consistent. It means every day I'm able to go to this. Now, I only did it Monday through Friday. Occasionally, I would do it on a Saturday or a Sunday, but I focus Monday through Friday. And once I get going and look at the projects, okay, all I'm doing the next day is I'm looking whatever's new since the last time I looked. I'm not re-looking at pages and pages of projects. So it gets easier and easier the more I do it, the more consistent I stay. This process that starts day one, maybe 30 minutes of going through projects, maybe up to an hour if I wanted to. I could spend looking at the past couple of days of projects. Well, tomorrow when I look at projects, I don't need to look at 3 days worth of projects. I'm just looking at whatever's been posted in since the last time I logged on. So instead of it taking an hour or 45 minutes, it might take 15 minutes. And then every day now I stay on top of it. Now it's only taking me 15 minutes to go through, find new projects, bid on them, and move on with my day. Okay. That's the beautiful thing about this. And literally all I'm doing is I'm just looking for simple web design projects. Okay. Look at this. Here's $2,500 for a career consulting company. Okay. So all I'm doing really is I'm just going and looking at whatever these projects are. Okay. So now that I found a project, and again, what am I looking for? I'm looking for simple things. Like as soon as I see something like this, UX, UI, you should look at this and immediately understand that, yes, I can this is something that is simple, is a web design project. It should, like, if you start seeing like UX, UI designer needed for 2 platform construction tech ecosystem, and you're like, if at any point in time you look at one of these and you're like, ooh, that seems really complicated, skip it. That's the beautiful thing. Because in 2 minutes, there's probably going to be some new one that's even simpler. Okay. I'm looking to play in the little leagues. Like I want to play baseball with all the little kids. I don't want to be up in the major leagues getting 100-mile-an-hour fastballs thrown at me. Okay. Stick with simplicity. If it's too complicated, skip it. That's the beautiful thing. I don't have to take every single project that I come across like this. Shopify developer, designer, premium website, theme provider, Shopify. Wait, no, I just want a simple website. Okay. So that's all I'm looking for. So in this case, we have this career consulting company. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to let AI build my website. Okay. So again, what do we have for that? Well, we have Lovable, right? Now, again, there's 10 million other sites that are starting to do this now. Lovable is just the one that we've been using since, kind of the beginning, shortly after it kind of came out. And it just keeps getting better and better and better. And more people are using it over and over and over again. So this is just one of those sites that's got enough steam and enough people behind it that it's kind of separating itself from a lot of the other AI website builders out there. The beautiful thing is if you find something else that you like and it does the same kind of stuff, perfect, use it. But Lovable, we're just going to use in this instance. And all we're doing is I'm just going to take the summary essentially, and I'm just going to ask Lovable to build me, I'm going to take the summary and then I'm just going to paste it in. Okay. And then I'm going to, right above that, I need a local business website built based on the following. I don't have to be any more technical than that. That's the beautiful thing. This is the great equalizer because no more do I have to be some WordPress website developer with code and tech and dev, all this other jargon nonsense that I don't even understand half of it. I just have to talk like a human being. Hey, I need a local business website built based on this information that they provided me. And then I hit submit. Okay. Now, because Lovable's been around, we're using AI, which is way smarter than all of us. It's going to know exactly what needs to happen, and it's going to do all the thinking, all the planning, all the strategizing, all the organizing, and then all the building. Okay. And it's telling me, hey, I'm going to create all this stuff. It already knows what to do. It knows what kind of content to put, and it knows what kind of structure to use, and it knows how to build it, right? And so the beautiful thing about this is it's going to produce a version that right away is more than likely going to be enough for me to simply use as my show, okay? The important thing to understand here is I'm not trying to get the perfect final product here because I haven't even had a conversation with them yet, okay? I'm just taking their initial overview request and I'm getting something built so that I can show them what I can do or my AI tool can do. But I'm showing them what I can do versus telling them, yeah, I can do something like that. And then what's going to be the next question? Well, do you have it? Have you ever worked on anything like this before? Can I see your portfolio? All these things that we all get scared about. Well, oh, what if they ask this? What if they ask this? We eliminate all those questions by just providing them essentially what it is they're looking for. Then there is no more, yeah, but have you ever built a website? Yeah, it's right here in your face. They don't even ask that question because it's right there. So no longer are they wondering what you could do. Like, well, I wonder how his past projects. Now they're looking and saying, oh, wow, that's really nice. And the beautiful thing about it is when I show this to them, they're going to see this and it's going to be based on their requirements already. So now it's a matter of with other people, they're wondering what that person can do because most other people, what are they going to be doing? Attaching their portfolio. Check out my portfolio. I can help you. I built websites before. They're now having to envision based on other people's portfolios of other sites for other people that they're like, well, yeah, I like this style, this theme, but maybe I don't know if it'll work for our business. You're actually giving them a website built for them already that technically out of the box is going to be good to go, but it's already themed for their business. So now it's not about, oh, I wonder what this would look. Now it's like, oh, I like this. I might change this. Oh, we could put our logo here. Now they're already starting to picture how their business website would fully look with a few tweaks. Not, I wonder what it's going to look like. They see it already. So I now have, once this is done, I will have a website that I can then show them that helps me stand out already from the people who are just telling them that they can do stuff. And then I'm also using another psychological kind of factor, if you will. It's kind of like the same things when you see something on social media. Okay, you see something on social media like a fashion, like some kind of clothing or something, and like some advertisements for these cool shirts, and you got this guy sitting there and he's like wearing this tapered fit polo, and it's like, oh, it looks like James Bond with the polo or whatever, something like that. We immediately start picturing ourselves we immediately start picturing ourselves in that shirt or in that dress or whatever the clothing is that we're looking at and seeing. This is no different. We get to play on those same factors. Okay? We get to play off those same kind of characteristics, if you will, or psychological components, where instead of a dress or a polo shirt that they're picturing their business in this site. And here it is. We already have a nice new awesome professional website that, again, it's not a matter of being, well, is this the final product that they want? Or I'm not going to tweak this at all. I would just be sending this to them as is. So right away out of the box, I have an awesome demo that is exactly based on what they're asking. And now they can picture themselves again in this website. Oh, okay. We might have our logo up here. I really like this. You know what? We have this other service that we might want. They're already putting themselves in the website. Okay. So it helps us with the sale. Okay. And now, can I make any kind of changes to this? Say there's some kind of weird thing going on. I can easily just type and say, hey, in the why choose us section, can you change this? Or I see this weird thing or whatever. I can easily just talk to it. But right out of the box, I basically got a deliverable website. Now, a couple things right here. Okay. Lovable is free. You get 5 free credits a day. Daily 5 free credits on the free plan. This website, I don't think it's going to show me. Okay, it took 2.6, I think. I think that's what it's telling me. So I've built this one website for 2.5 credits, which actually seems a little high. I'm not sure if that's the full amount. I think I did some other things too that are taken in that. Bottom line is I can build multiple websites a day on the free plan. But if I upgrade to the next level, okay, right now, I think it's $20 a month. And that gives you 100 credits a month on top of the 5 free credits per day. Okay. So we're talking a minuscule amount of money. If I want to upgrade this, $20 a month. Okay. Every one of us can find $20 a month to invest in this, to be able to have this huge psychological factor to help us drive more again, sales is what we're ultimately trying to do here. Okay. Now, what would I do with this? It's real simple. All I do is I publish it. When I hit publish, okay, let's just hit publish. It's going to create, there it is. Okay. It's created a URL. Now, if I want to add my own if I don't like this URL, okay, what I can do, by the way, I could have made it anything else I wanted to. I could have called this Career Connect. It would have been at .lovable.app. I could have typed that in. Okay. Another thing that I can do, what if I don't want it to have this .lovable app? I can add a custom domain. It walks me through the steps. And I can have this, demosite.com, whatever, right? Obviously that's probably taken, but demosite.com. And then I can actually have it where I can change the first part of it and reuse that domain over and over and over again. So for this one, I might call it careerconnect.demosite.com. And then maybe the next one I do is for Jack's Plumbing. And then so it would be jacksplumbing.demosite.com. demosite.com. I would be able to use that same domain. So I'd buy one domain for like $9 for the year. And I could just keep using that to send to people. That's a nice branded URL instead of it saying the .lovable app. In the end, it doesn't matter. I have a URL, no matter whether I use a custom domain or the one that's created here. I would just grab this link here, and that's going to open up the site to anyone I send that link to. Okay. Now that takes us to the kind of the last step, if you will, is what do I send to them? Okay. Well, all I'm going to do, I think I accidentally copied that link. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to recopy this. Okay. And now I'm going to go to another AI site. Okay. ChatGPT. If you like another site like Claude or Grok or Gemini, whatever, any of these work. All I'm going to do is I'm going to paste in again the summary thing. Okay. I'm going to say, I need an Upwork proposal, whatever site you're on. It could be Freelancer, whatever, Thumbtack, whatever. I need an Upwork proposal put together based on the following project. I have already built a demo site for them and want to showcase that to them as a and want to showcase to them, so have a spot in the proposal where I can put the link to the demo site. And then I'm just going to simply hit enter. This one's going to work even faster than Lovable. And now it's giving me a high conversion Upwork proposal that I can drop in with a clean spot to plug in my demo link. And I have a complete, awesome, sorry, it's trying to highlight it all. Boom. Okay, so I have a nice, awesome proposal already built. It took me seconds, right? So the Lovable site took me minutes to build. But for one, it took us less than a minute to even find that project. It was one of the first two. And by the way, the first one I could have been on, it was a web design also. I just happened to click on this one. This is the second one. So it took me less than 10 seconds to even find the project. I copied and pasted over to Lovable. It took me, a few minutes? Definitely not more than 5 minutes. It probably seemed longer, but maybe like 3 minutes for it to build the website. Less than 10 seconds for ChatGPT. And by the way, here's a shorter version. I have options. And if I want to change anything, it's just as simple as talking to it. But it took me seconds to produce the proposal. Now I'm back in Upwork. I copy and paste it in. Okay. One little tip here, whenever you get anything from ChatGPT, any AI, they love to put these giant dashes in. Okay. Remove those. Okay. Just end the sentence here and then capitalize this for a new sentence. But these giant dashes, I'm not talking about the ones in between words that connect them. I'm talking about these giant, almost like filler. AI does that all. Here's another one, to the point now that everyone already knows right away, if it sees one of these giant dashes, that it's AI. Now, in the end, I don't really care if they know that AI did any of this for me, but I don't want to make it obvious the fact that the proposal itself was used with AI, because some people, here's even the subject line has it in there, because some people take that as they're not personalizing this to me. They just jumped it in the AI and AI spit it out. They had no, the website's fine. They're not even going to care about the website. But or when it comes to the proposal, I just want to be careful of that. So any little tip, anytime you see these giant dashes, just remove them and put like end the sentence or put ... whatever it is, just remove these giant dashes. Okay. But anyway, it gives me several options. And now all I'm doing is I'm going back to Upwork. And again, if I'm signed up, it would give me, or already signed in and logged in, it would give me a bid option here. Okay. And then boom, done. Okay. Again, here's another one. Now that was, again, when I first logged in, I bet you if we refresh, there's new projects there. Let's refresh. Yep. 1 minute ago, 4 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. Like here's the last one. And already 1, 2, 3, 4 new projects have come in. Again, I'm not going to do all these like this. Probate credit, simply web. Okay. That sounds too complicated. I don't want that. Web designer wanted, pull. Perfect. That's all I want. Okay. I'm not going to care too much about the budgets that I see. I'm just going to bid on projects that are at the simple kind of layups like I just showed you. Okay. So some days it means I'm not bidding on most days. I'm not bidding on every single project that has come up. I'm just bidding on the ones that make sense, easy home runs, and I can move on. And that's it. I'm just doing this process over and over and over again. Okay. I just rinse and repeat. I go down. And so I'm going to go down and do this for all the projects that I see. Again, I can spread this out. All the projects that I can see that fit that criteria. And then I'm done for the day. When I'm done this, I can go on to Freelancer. I can go on to guru.com. I can go to any of the other sites if I want to and add that in. Right. Because eventually, again, every day I'm doing this, all I'm then doing is looking at the new project that had been posted since the last time, okay? Since the last time that I had looked at the projects. And so it gets faster and faster and faster. Oops. That fell asleep. Okay, let me share this back. Okay, reshare. All right. And so now we've walked through step 1, finding a business. Again, we're going to focus right away on the people who are already asking. That increases the odds of success, increases our chances of success, which means we can start succeeding faster. Okay. So I'm finding a business, people are already asking for help. I'm not going to tell them what I can do and have to come up with a portfolio and try to explain away my experience. I'm going to show them the result to eliminate all objections up front. And again, increase the odds of success happening faster. And then all that happens after that is they're going to say yes or no. Once I send that, they'll have a discussion with me probably of asking me maybe a few questions. A lot of it's going to have to do with, well, could you change this? How fast? Do this and that. Again, some of that's already in proposal and how fast the turnaround. How fast would it take you to turn around something like this? We're talking 48 hours, but you don't have to make it sound so fast. But I think the proposal said 5 to 7 days. That's a fair delivery amount. Okay. You don't have to, oh, I can get it to you today. You don't have to say stuff like that, right? You can give it time and work it into your day, and also not make it seem like you're just doing it like in 2 seconds. Okay. Some people, regardless of the skill involved or the delivery of the final result of the project, some people still associate if it's delivered too fast, it's not worth the money. So you delay it out a little bit. But again, all that's going to happen is they're going to say, yeah, I like this. Okay. We're going to say, all right, what changes is there? What would you want me to change and add? All that good stuff. And then it's just a matter of them saying, yep, that works. collect the money and deliver. In the case of Upwork, you would end up delivering first and then collecting the money from the platform. The cool thing is everything I showed you is essentially free. Okay. For Upwork, you have a free account. Can I upgrade it so I can get more bids and do more things? Again, we're probably talking like $20 a month or something like that. Yes, I can, but I could get started for free, especially as I'm just getting started. Use the free stuff first so you get used to it. But eventually you're going to the point like, man, I want to do more bids. I want to get more things going. You're going to want to move faster. That's when I can upgrade. Okay. For Lovable, it's a free account. I built that website technically for free. I'm on a paid plan, but that was a free build. I can have at least 2 of those a day, usually more. It said 2.6, but I don't think that was the true accurate. You could probably squeeze out at least 3 to 4 websites a day on the free plan. Okay. ChatGPT, again, whether I use Claude or Grok, whatever, absolutely free. Okay. Are there tons of other ones, whatever it is that you like using. Okay. That was free. Okay. So the beautiful thing is this is a very inexpensive thing for me to do. And I'm not really out any money by waiting to collect the money until after delivery. Again, the platform manages that. Upwork in this instance, the people would have already had to provide the money. So you're not going to get ripped off on Upwork or freelancers and stuff like that, because the money has to deliver. There has to be an escrow. Money has to be put in before the project can be posted. So you're basically Upwork, Freelancer, all those sites, they manage the transaction. So your money's safe. Okay. And then that's it. I just keep doing this over and over and over again. Okay. There's constantly going to be more businesses in need. And the beautiful thing is the service is so easy to deliver. It fits perfectly as a side hustle as I'm working my day job and managing my life. I can do this on part-time on the side and build this slowly into a full-time income if I so choose. Okay. Beautiful thing also is I don't need a lot of skill for this. If I can type and I can copy and paste, I can do this. All I have to do is do this consistently. And as I get projects closed, okay, that's going to, what's that first going to do? Add money to my pocket. I'm going to start making money. But then also every one of these people that I talk to and close a deal with on the website, I get that money. And now it opens up those businesses for opportunities for me to sell my reoccurring monthly marketing services, right? Stuff that's now going to support that business with their new website and help them bring in new customers. Every one of those services that I add is also additional monthly revenue coming into my business. Okay. And it's the next logical step. Got a website? Cool. Now it's time to start adding in some marketing so we get more people looking at your website, looking at your business, start making more money. Okay. It's just the next logical step. And that again helps accelerate and snowball this side hustle into a full-time income.